Connect Paranormal. For those interested in exploring the paranormal, few places can compare to the history and intrigue of Waverly Hills Sanatorium. Located in Louisville, Kentucky, United States, the abandoned hospital opened in 1910 and operated until 1961 when it closed due to the decline of tuberculosis patients. Since then, it has become a hub for paranormal activity and has been featured in popular culture, making it one of the most notorious haunted places in America. When Waverly Hills Sanatorium opened in 1910, it was a two-story hospital building with just 40 beds. It was initially used to treat people with mental illness and drug addiction, but quickly became known as a tuberculosis hospital after a large outbreak of the disease in the area. To keep up with the demand, the hospital began to expand its facilities and by 1924 had grown to 5 stories with a capacity of over 400 beds. Even with the increase in beds, the hospital still struggled to keep up with the demand and had to turn away many patients due to a lack of space. In 1926, the hospital was expanded again, this time to include a 3-story medical building with modern equipment and amenities. By 1927, the facility had over 600 beds and was considered one of the most advanced tuberculosis hospitals in the United States. By the 1940s, medical advances had made a significant impact in terms of treatments and cures for tuberculosis. Such advances included the development of antibiotics such as streptomycin, which was highly effective at treating TB. As a result of these developments, there was no longer a need for large sanatoriums like Waverly Hills to specialize in long-term care for those suffering from tuberculosis. The facility began to see a steady decline in patients as more effective treatments were developed that could be administered outside of hospitals. This drastically reduced the number of people treated at Waverly Hills, leading to its eventual closure in 1961 when it could not sustain itself financially any longer. By 1961, the number of patients had dwindled significantly and Waverly Hills Sanatorium was forced to close its doors for good. Waverly Hills Sanatorium is widely believed to be haunted by the ghosts of former patients and staff members who died there. Numerous reports of strange noises and apparitions have been made by visitors to the site over the years, and it is often considered one of the most haunted places in the United States. Many people believe that there is an energy that permeates Waverly Hills Sanatorium, making it a hot spot for paranormal activity. Visitors have reported feeling a sense of dread upon entering the building, and some have even claimed to have seen figures walking the halls at night. There are also claims of secret underground tunnels beneath the hospital that were used for transporting dead bodies during its years as a tuberculosis hospital. These tunnels are said to be filled with strange noises and sometimes even screams emanating from within them, which has added to their reputation as being haunted by spirits from beyond the grave. One of the most famous ghost stories at Waverly Hills involves a nurse who was said to have committed suicide in room 502. According to legend, the nurse was pregnant and was forced to have an abortion by the hospital's staff. She was so devastated by the experience that she hanged herself in the room. Many people claim to have seen the ghost of the nurse in room 502, and some even report feeling her presence or hearing her sobbing. There are also reports of a ghostly little boy who roams the halls of Waverly Hills. Some say that he is the ghost of a child who died of tuberculosis at the hospital. Others believe that he is the spirit of a child who was abandoned at the hospital by his parents and later died there. Either way, the ghost of the little boy is said to be a friendly spirit who often appears to visitors and tries to communicate with them. The ghost of the screaming lady. Another well-known ghost at Waverly Hills is the spirit of a woman who is said to have died in the hospital's basement. According to legend, the woman was a patient who was locked in the basement as punishment for misbehaving. She died from starvation and dehydration, and her ghost is said to roam the basement, screaming in agony. Some visitors to the hospital have reported hearing the woman's screams, and others claim to have seen her ghostly figure. There are also reports of a ghostly nurse who appears in white, floating through the corridors of Waverly Hills. Some believe that she is the spirit of a nurse who died while working at the hospital, while others think that she is the ghost of a patient who was dressed in a white gown when she died. Either way, the nurse in white is said to be a benevolent spirit who often appears to visitors and tries to comfort them. There have also been reports of a ghostly doctor who haunts the hospital. Some say that he is the spirit of a doctor who died while working at Waverly Hills, while others believe that he is the ghost of a patient who was mistreated by the hospital staff. Either way, the ghost of the doctor is said to be a malevolent presence who often appears to visitors and tries to intimidate or harm them. Due to its reputation as one of the most haunted places in America, Waverly Hills Sanatorium has become a popular destination for reality shows such as Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventures. These shows have helped to raise awareness about Waverly Hills Sanatorium and its dark history, further cementing its place in popular culture. The supernatural elements related to Waverly Hills Sanatorium have also been featured in movies such as White Noise and Dark Ride, adding to its mystique and drawing even more attention to the site's paranormal activity. In addition to movies and television shows, Waverly Hills Sanatorium has also been featured in several books about hauntings and supernatural phenomena, further cementing its place in popular culture as one of America's most haunted places. Waverly Hills, The True Story of the Most Haunted Place on Earth by Jeff Morris. This book is a comprehensive guide to the history and hauntings of Waverly Hills Sanatorium. It covers the hospital's history, the various ghost stories associated with the facility, and the paranormal investigations that have taken place there. Ghost Adventures, Waverly Hills Sanatorium, TV show. This episode of the popular paranormal investigation show features the Ghost Adventures team exploring Waverly Hills and attempting to contact the spirits that are said to haunt the facility. Death Tunnel, movie. This horror film is set at Waverly Hills and tells the story of a group of college students who are dared to spend the night in the hospital's death tunnel. Haunted Hospitals, TV show. This episode of the paranormal investigation show Haunted Hospitals features the Waverly Hills Sanatorium and the various ghost stories associated with the facility. Waverly Hills Sanatorium has a long history that is filled with tales of paranormal activity and has been featured in popular culture through movies, television shows, and books about hauntings and supernatural phenomena. Despite its grim history, Waverly Hills Sanatorium remains an intriguing destination for those interested in exploring paranormal activity due to its strong connection to otherworldly forces that predate our modern understanding of science and medicine.